Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kalikaiz and today we're going to see if Barkform Harvester, the underlooked card from Bloomborough, is going to push Cycle Storm over the edge. Barkform Harvester is an artifact creature shapeshifter for 3 mana. It's a 2/3, it's a changeling, it has reach. None of that really matters. The thing that matters the most is 2 mana, put target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. Now, why does this matter? This actually is super good with Page Loose Leaf. Oftentimes when you're storming off with Cycle Storm, if you get the great page draws where you're using them over and over because you get them back with Reaping the Graves, then you run out of things to get. At some point, Barkform Harvester in play, now I can just spend 2 mana to put a Songs of the Damned back on the bottom of my library, cycle a creature into the Songs of the Damned, make infinite mana, get all my creatures back infinitely. We just go off completely. It means that this deck has an unbound amount of damage it can deal. It can get back every single permanent, every single time. So that's pretty amazing, and I'm excited to try it out. This idea came, I don't know if Tatty99 created it, but they have been making some 5-0s in the leagues, and they also did very well in Paupergeddon. I have modified the list specifically a little bit for my own playstyle. I'm playing 22 creatures, and then I've trimmed on 1 Grim Search to go to 3, and I am only playing 2 Cabal Rituals. So the reason that I'm playing fewer rituals is because when I have the Barkform Harvester, I can rattle off some songs early. I can use them as a Dark Ritual or as a Cabal Ritual mana. Don't have to get tons of value out of them, and I can get them back later on to overpower the opponent. I found that the Page Loose Leaf means you are much more likely to draw your mana cards, so I think it's good enough. In the sideboard, this is a pretty stock sideboard, just cutting the Blood Celebrant for an extra siege smash. And then we've got Duress, Fairy Macabre, Chitin Gravestalkers are anti-blue plan, Pyroblast as well for blue, and then a basic versus the Wildfire decks. So I haven't played Cycle Storm in a while, but I'm excited to combo. I will see you in the matches.
This video is brought to you by Card Market, Europe's largest TCG marketplace. Unplugged Gaming in Manlius, New York is having their first ever Pauper 1K. This is a $30 entry that starts at 1 p.m. on August 15th. 70% of the entries will go straight to prizes up to a 64-player cap. Just outside of Syracuse, New York, this event is going to be sweet.
Round number 1, I'm on the play. I have a land, a bunch of cyclers. Seems like a keep to me. Of note, I also did upgrade my artifact lands for this deck, so they're much prettier. They're very expensive on Magic Online, so you can tell I'm dedicated. I'll play Great Furnace and pass. This, a burn player would not usually lead on Great Furnace pass. Our opponent plays a Jagged Barons. Let's cycle this Monstrous Carabid. Jagged Barons means red-black burn 99% of the time. We'll cycle again. That's specifically to see if we could find an untapped land. We did not. I think I play the Baron more out and pass. Now this deck, I think sometimes main decks Bojuka Bog, so it's better if we kind of take our time and don't just spam in past the turn, because they could untap and play a Bog and it'd be a problem. And in that regard, I guess I do want to cycle the healer just in case I can find a land. So now I have all my resources set up. I'm not in danger of dying, so I will pass. We're going to try to make sure we take our time. If they Bojuka Bogged, we could go Ritual, get back our stuff, play a Mountain, and the Highway Robbery, probably discarding it, playing a Kitchen Imp here. There's the Kitchen Imp, so we will let it all go down. I'll take 2 going to 15, and on my turn, we'll start out with a Dark Ritual, and then I'm going to play the Great Furnace and tap it. We don't really care about our red mana anymore because we can redo stuff with the Barkform Harvester. I'm going to use 3 mana floating black, crack the Great Furnace. Wow, that was not very good. I think I put these to the graveyard. We don't want the first... the first page is okay, but it can go to the graveyard and make my songs better. So let's just bin everything. Play Cabal Ritual. Cycle the Vantasaur. It's combo time. Let's see what we can do. Cycle. Cycle. We'll cycle the Barrenmore. Storm is 3. Petal. Cast Dark Ritual. Storm is 6. Now I can Reaping everything back. I'll put the page on the bottom, and then we're going to go for Street Wraith first and then the rest of the cards. Just because I can cycle the Street Wraith for free right now. And we found another songs, so that's pretty good. We'll cycle. Another Reaping, cycle, and a Vantasorg. Let's go to the graveyard. I'm not going to cycle the Baronmore. I could have. The Barkform Harvester now. Okay. Cycle. So that was what Brian Cook would call a stop. It made it more difficult to cycle through our deck. I'm going to continue cycling. We found another songs. Let's cast the songs. 10 creatures in the graveyard. Cycle the Carabid. We found a Cabal Ritual. Let's cycle the Baronmore since I have an excess amount of mana. Try to dig and make this other Songs of the Damned in hand bigger. We go to 7 life. We find another page. Cast a Cabal Ritual. We'll bring back the page. We'll cast the page. Loose Leaf. Cast the Barkform Harvester. We will discard the page. Finding a Grim Search. I have 7 life to work with. I'll bargain away this Great Furnace. I'll take Page and Reaping. Okay. Any order? I will discard the page. 20 cards left in my library. Dark Ritual. Songs of the Damned. We've used 1 Cabal Ritual. 2 Cabal Rituals. 1... all 4 Songs of the Damned. So I'm going to Barkform and put back a Songs. And then I'm going to Reaping. Target the Stinger. I could get everything back right now. I'm going to target the Stinger on the bottom. And then put back, like, target Page, Page, and then a Street Wraith, and go up the line, making sure that I actually target at least 1 healer. Okay, we'll get back Page, we'll discard a page. We find Grim Search, we'll discard a page. We find a Dark Ritual, play the Dark Ritual, cycle down to 3. I think I'm going to just bring everything back, bring all the creatures back. So undo the yields, we'll play Lotus Petal, play Healer, play Stinger, I guess. Try to win the game. We'll go to 1 life with this Street Wraith. When it's at 21. Did I waste my mana? We'll find out. All I need is another page, and then I should be able to just draw. I guess it cost me 3 mana to get there. Draw my last Songs of the Damned. We're at 4 life, so this is free. Cycle. Looking for a page off the top. I have 12 cards left in my library. And I think, I mean, we'll see if we can close it out, but this sort of shows to me how you can just have a ton of mana because the Barkform is going to recycle it. We'll cycle when it is at 15. Cycle. I'm getting close to whiffing here. Come on. We should have, what, 1 more page in the deck? Cycling. 6 mana left. Oh no. Oh no. 5 mana left. So the other thing is that I know that I have the, I can also just Reap in the Graves since I have it in hand, as long as I have 4 mana available, because I can discard the page. I just wanted to find it before that. Okay. We go to 4 mana available. There's our last page. We'll discard the page. We'll draw the Songs of the Damned I put on the bottom. We'll cast the Songs of the Damned. And then I can cycle a little bit more. This is pretty wild. Cycle, cycle. We're going to probably put back some stuff on the bottom of the deck just to make it a little bit easier for ourselves. This is pretty crazy. Okay, we are at 2 cards in library. As long as I maintain a cycler in hand, I can just cycle into my Songs of the Damned. There's a Lotus Petal. We'll cycle. Okay. I'm at 0 cards in library. I will Barkform Harvester the Songs of the Damned for 2 mana. And then I'll just draw into it. Cycle. Cast the Songs of the Damned. Harvester the Songs of the Damned again. Cycle. I mean, I could draw into my Stinger as well. Songs. I guess I'll Harvester back a Stinger. And then cycle into the Stinger. Make red. Opponent concedes. Well, so post-board, this is going to be a lot harder. We know that the opponent is going to be bringing in things like Duress and Nile Spellbomb. I want the Siege Smashes. I think I can afford to cut on... what? Usually going down a couple of Carabids. Is 3 Siege Smash too many? I'll try... I mean, this should be fine. Often, people like Brian Cook usually play 2 Siege Smash, but I'd like to have a lot of them. And if I'm slowing down, maybe I cut 1 more creature? 1 horror? Then I go from 22 creatures to only, or 22 cyclers to only 19, which could be a little sketchy. So I have 19 cyclers plus the pages, which sort of count as cyclery things. I guess we'll be okay. Okay, opponent is on the play. We find cyclers in hand. We have lands. Let's keep. They play a Jagged Barrens and pass. I'll play Vault of Whispers and send it over. There's a possibility they'll use a artifact hate card on our land, so we might want to play the Lotus Petal just to be able to bargain away the land that they target. They played a Voltarian Epicure and a land. I cycle on their end step. I draw. I'll play out a Lotus Petal just in case. Pass the turn. We have Stinger to cycle, Street Wraith to cycle. Have the mana from the Cabal Ritual. They pitch a Kitchen Imp, so they'll be getting in for 3. This will put me to 15. No Bajuka Bog. They didn't play a land that turn. I feel like they have Bajuka Bog in hand. We'll cycle Stinger. Cycle Street Wraith. This is on their end step. We draw Siege Smash. I have 3 creatures in the graveyard. Draw return a Stinger. And try cycling the Stinger. That'd be cycle Stingers 4, 5, 6. Not enough. I'll cycle a Stinger trying to find a land. Find Dark Ritual. The Dark Ritual puts me to 5 in the graveyard. Then I crack the 2 petals. I have 7 in the graveyard. I can Cabal, Grim Search, which, let's see if that'll do it. Dark Ritual, Lotus Petal. We'll go white, red. Cast Cabal Ritual, Grim Search. Crack the Great Furnace. We find Page. We have Reaping the Graves. Double Page. I think I just take the Reaping, put all the creatures to the graveyard. There we go. Combo time. Cabal Ritual. We will Grim Search. Bargain away the land. Don't need any of the creatures. They all go to the graveyard. We draw extra cards. We'll cast Songs of the Damned. Storm is 7, and I have a lot of mana. So, is it enough mana for me to just cast Songs and then cast Reaping? I'm losing out on... Actually, I could cast Grim Search. Undo. Cast Grim Search for Storm count. Cast Page, that's pretty sick. Cast Page, cast Songs, and do I have a healer in the graveyard? I do not, so I will just Reap in the Graves, targeting a random creature. I'm floating the white in case I draw into a healer later, and I will Healer, not Heater. Get back the 2 pages, get back Street Wraith. We went down the line. I suppose I could try to win the game here. We'll discard. We draw a Siege Smash, not great. Discard again. We draw another Siege Smash, also not great. Let's cycle. Dark Ritual is the find. Okay. We're making tons of mana. 3 life left. Cycle this Stinger. I'm digging. There's a Lotus Petal. I probably should try to win here. Yeah, let's just try to win. Bring all the creatures home. Stinger. Lotus Petal. Make red. Maybe this is risky. I only have 4 draws. Oh, geez. Okay, I'll cycle. I'll cycle again. Cycle the Vantasaur. I really thought that I had a Reaping, but I did not. There's a healer. Let's cycle the Vantasaur. Cycle the land. There's a Reaping. So now I can play the healer. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Cast a Stinger. Land. And then we will, I guess, just cast the Songs. And cast Reaping. We probably want to put Street Wraiths on the bottom. We'll go page, some creatures, and then the 2 Street Wraiths. This is just so that I can make sure that I have enough life to work with. Oops, I brought everything back. I was F6. Oh well. Okay. Discard the page. Discard another page. We found a Dark Ritual off the top. We find a Reaping the Graves off the top. Cycle. So now I'm gaining life, paying them when it didn't really have a chance here, unfortunately for them. Cycle. They're at 11. We're slowly gaining some life back. We can put some Street Wraith cycles on the stack. Lots of, like, dealing with the yields and things. All good. No big deal. Just win the game. Cycle Vantasaur. That's Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual. Find the Harvester. We'll just cast the Harvester. Cycle a healer. So, was it easy mode because we had the ability to recycle, or was it easy mode because it's the deck is overpowered? I don't know. I would love some feedback on whether you think that the Harvester helped. But it felt like in game 1, I was able to just spew off the Songs of the Damned. I don't know if that's playing loose or using a card that allows you to have more flexibility. Let's see what happens in round 2.
Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/Kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe.
Round number 2, we're on the draw and we have no lands. I think I would keep this with a Vault of Whispers. Go like Dark Ritual page, pitch the page, cycle. I don't know. But as is, this is not a keep. And I did not go down from the 12 lands that most cycle lists are playing, so that's not my fault. We didn't draw it. Okay, mulligan. We have a land. Okay. So I think this is a keep, and we put the Barkform Harvester on the bottom, but it's very slow. I don't think we go lower, though. The Harvester will get moved around the deck due to the page loose leaf shuffles, and our opponent plays a Contaminated Aquifer. It could be a Dimir Fey deck, and those decks are playing Bojuka Bog in the main deck. They play an island, and they lead on Augur of Bolas. I'm assuming this is Dimir Fey. They whiff. Nice. I can go Ritual, cycle, just looking for lands, or I can Dark Ritual, play page, cycle. I think I do want to put the page on the table. I'll cycle, find a land. So I'll play the Great Furnace, play the page loose leaf. I don't want to overextend into the graveyard here, but I do like the idea of blocking and not letting them ninja unless they use a snuff out. They've got the snuff out, of course. Never not. Cycles of Lorien revealed. Plays Island. They get in for 1. Here is the Moon Circuit Hacker, allowing them to draw a card. Okay, so the blue decks are kind of rough, but they could have Dispel. We have Dark Ritual. I could... Oh, this has to attack each turn, so I'll just cycle it. Finding a Street Wraith, cycle. Great Furnace. Play the Great Furnace, I'll cycle. 7 cards in the graveyard. Let's try Lotus Petal. Play Dark Ritual. Play Cabal Ritual. And we'll Reap in the Graves. Get back to page. Back Street Wraith, Venusaur. Okay. Then it comes back. They don't seem like they have a Dispel. Let's see what happens if I cycle a Street Wraith. Finding another Reaping. Cycle. Carabid. Alright, I'll cycle the Carabid. So, I think I'm not playing very well here. Taking some weird risks that I don't need to take. But if I find Songs of the Damned right now, we win. We didn't find it. Okay. Opponent flashes in a Sewer Valence Camera. It's a weird card to be playing in the deck. I felt pretty pressured by the Moon Circuit Hacker, and that's why I did all those things. They bash in. I go to 12. They get to loot. Now I'm kind of under the gun from them having potentially a Bojuka Bog. Discarding the Augur of Bolas, just holding on to counter spells. They cast a Brainstorm looking for the Bojuka Bog. At this point, they could spell Sutter, my most powerful spell being Songs of the Damned. They tap out for another Augur of Bolas. What do they find? Agony Warp. So I will attempt to cycle a Barrenmoor. Cycle a Carabid. Find Grim Search. That doesn't really do it. I'll still cycle the Barrenmoor because I could draw my best cards. I did not. Alright, I will play the page out. Put in Brainstorms. And now they will Agony Warp. Get in for 3. My best draw is still Songs of the Damned, probably. They're tapping out again. They're really giving me a lot of opportunities to go for it. It's turn 5, playing an island. Then they play an Augur of Bolas. Can I hit the nuts? I have a Grim Search to search. Okay, this is my last turn, most likely. We'll just bargain away a land. And we didn't hit. So I will bin everything. Cycle of Venusaur. Find Songs of the Damned. So we go Songs of the Damned, play the page. We Reap in the Graves, targeting we can only get 4 creatures back. So we have 2 Street Wraiths and a random creature. Okay. We'll get page loose leaf, Street Wraith. We discard the page loose leaf, finding songs. Cycle the Street Wraith. Dark Ritual. I probably shouldn't have just spit that off, but I did. We have 1 more draw. Cycle. Okay, horror, cycle. Find songs. I'm at 3 life. Okay, they got me. I tried my best. Maybe I didn't need to get back the page. Okay, so the sideboard plan is to go up into Pyroblast and Chitin Gravestalker. And then we had been cutting on Grim Searches, Cabal Rituals. I think I will cut the Harvester, go down to Carabid. This is just saying that my Grim Searches are out, but I'm going to cycle and use the Page Loose Leaf as the glue for the deck. Okay, game 2, match 2, Mirfey. We're going to mulligan. It was a close one, though. We have a Pyroblast. I think I keep. Don't really need the horror. So, although that could be a good way to get on the table. They have a lot of removal, though. Put back the horror. We'll start with the Great Furnace, so I can Pyroblast a turn 1 fairy, potentially. They play an Aquifer. I'll cycle a healer. We find a Street Wraith. So my best... Well, I guess I'm just going to play land pass. No reason to do anything crazy. They play a land and pass. We will cycle a Vantasaur and cycle a Stinger. Finding a Dark Ritual. Find a land. I think I should cycle this Street Wraith. Finding a healer. Do I play the Barrenmoor out? I'm going to pass. I don't think I need the Barrenmoor at this time. What I'm trying to draw into is Chitin Gravestalkers. And I don't want to put too much in the graveyard because of the Bojuka Bog. They play an island. I'll cycle. Cycle a Carabid. Find a Lotus Petal. I'll take my turn. Another Street Wraith. Okay, I'll cycle the Street Wraith. Alright, at this point I'm playing a land. We have a lot of creatures in the graveyard. I don't like that very much. 7 of my creatures are in the graveyard now. They flash into Spell Setter. Okay. So the worry is that they're going to hold Spell Setter on 2, or they have a Ninja. They just get in for 1. We'll cycle. Another Page. I'll cycle. They could Spell Setter my Page now. We find a Songs of the Damned. I guess I'm passing. My best rip is now a Reap in the Graves. They get in for 1. They decline to tap their mana. They're discarding the hand size. I find a Vault of Whispers. I'll pass it over. If I can get the Page to resolve, then I can discard a Page and try to dig to the Reap in the Graves. They get in for 1. I'll go to 13. They cast a Brainstorm. And now they have the Bojuka Bog. That's pretty sucky. Okay. Alright. Boop happens. We'll play Page Loose Leaf. And then discard another one. And that's the Reap in the Graves that I needed. Well, I think I have lost this one. 7 of my creatures are in the graveyard. Opponent did a good job holding onto their Bojuka Bog. Maybe there was a time... I guess I could have, tried for the Page for Pyroblast, and then just accepted losing to a Dispel. I feel like they probably brought in Hydroblasts. They're nervous about doing anything here. They're just passing. Maybe we'll hit a run of creatures. They get in for 1. We got a 12. I'll cycle Vantasaur, finding a Vault of Whispers. Okay. When it's turn, plays a Foreboding Landscape. They're just pecking away at my life total. Okay, my turn. Find another Pyroblast. I'll play a Lotus Petal just to get out of my hand. I guess that gives me that second Pyroblast as well. They cycle crack the landscape for an island. 8 cards in hand now for the opponent, putting me to 10 with a Spell Setter Sprite. I'll draw. They're going to discard the hand size again. They just have a very large amount of interaction. Play the Lotus Petal. If I had just gone for it before and had it resolve, we would have probably taken the game here. They're going to flash in another Spell Setter. Okay. Do I want to start a fight? They're really increasing the speed of their clock. I'll attempt to kill a Spell Setter. They let that resolve. They'll get in for 1. We go to 9. We play an Aquifer. We find a Street Wraith. I'll attempt to cycle the Street Wraith. I go to 7 life. I found a Lotus Petal off the top. I have 3 creatures in the graveyard, which is good. I could put the Street Wraith on the table. It doesn't do that much. What I'm thinking is maybe I just, ritual into Reaping on their turn. They play another Spell Setter. Okay. Let me attempt a Pyroblast. That resolves. So let's now Reap in the Graves. Get back Page and Street Wraith. Everything's good. We'll discard the Page. I guess this is not great for my end step position because now I have to discard stuff. I'll cycle this Vantasaur. Find the Chitin Gravestalker now. I think I'm going to discard this Lotus Petal. I have 1 more Pyroblast in my deck. When it gets in for 1. I'm going to want to play this Street Wraith potentially. We're at 6. I'll go to 4. Finding a Songs of the Damned. I will attempt a Dark Ritual. I'll attempt a Dark Ritual. Attempt a Dark Ritual. Cycle Stinger. Cycle Carabid. Cycle a Gravestalker. Cast a Songs of the Damned. 4 creatures in the graveyard. Cast another Songs of the Damned. So I think I'm going to want to cast the Street Wraith and the Gravestalker. What if I just Reaping the Graves? Let's cast another Songs of the Damned. When it's like, I don't know what's going on. They're holding a bunch of interaction. And then we will Reap in the Graves, target the Stinger. Get back the other cards. Just let it all come back. I'm going to discard the page. Play a Stinger. We only have one more Fire Blast in the deck. So many of my cards are in the graveyard or in the exile zone. They go Counterspell. I will cycle. Cycle again. Give another Gravestalker. Double Gravestalker is not going to win me the game. Let's cycle the Gravestalker. Cycle another Gravestalker. Now I have double Gravestalker plus Street Wraiths. Triple Gravestalker. Cycle Gravestalker again. Cycle the Baron Moor. We found the Reap in the Graves. Cycle the Street Wraith. If I could find a healer, then I could play the healer out and then not be dead. But as it is, doesn't look like that's happening. Play Dark Ritual. Play Songs of the Damned. Maybe they have only removal in their hand. Counterspell. I probably should have gone for the Reaping in response. Oh well. Reap in the Graves, get back Stinger. Just get back everything. I can tell that I'm not playing this correctly, but I'm too lost in the sauce to know what's going wrong. Alright, turn off my yield to this turn. We'll play out the Stinger again. We'll discard the page. I don't really have any mana. It's the main problem. Down to Pyrolast. Cycle. Sting you. What I'm looking for is a healer. Find a horror. I'll cycle the Carabid. We found another Reaping. Let's cycle the horror. Discard the page. Storm of Bajillion. We have nothing left in the deck to bring back. So I will attempt to Pyroblast your... They have 2 Spellsetters in the graveyard. I'm going to attempt to Pyroblast a Spellsetter. If they have a counter, I'm probably dead. Maybe they let this resolve, and they only have removal spells in hand. Either way, I'm going to be dumping some Gravestalkers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 towards a Gravestalker, so the Gravestalkers will resolve. I'm just like hoping against hope that the Pyroblast kills the Spellsetter here. If they're paying attention, they would know that I have no other spells. I've revealed my entire library. If they have okay, they did not have a Spellsetter. We'll go Gravestalker, Gravestalker, Gravestalker. Pass. I have 17 damage on the table. So if they have a ninja, I'm dead. 3 cards in hand. Do you have the Ninja of the Deep Hours? They did. I think I was outplayed, or maybe I outplayed myself. Let's see everybody in round 3. Round 3 versus Ivern OP. Strong Polish player, my understanding. We have no lander, we mulligan. I mean, we can keep this, and then I guess just put back the Great Furnace, and lead on Vault and pass a turn. We play a Forest, Caretaker. So it could be Spy, it could be Walls combo. We'll cycle a Street Wraith, finding a Stinger. We'll play land and pass. Maybe keeping the Baron Moor was worse than keeping a land, I don't know. They cycle a Generous End, so they're not yet able to take out my land, unless they play a Quirion Ranger, and then they can tap, play Jasper Sentinel. Still don't know exactly what's going on here. We find a horror off of a cycle. I'll cycle again. Finding a land. Okay. Let's cycle the Baron Moor. Cycle. Let's play a land. Cycle the Stinger. I guess I'm passing. We find a Street Wraith. Barkform Harvester not doing anything right now. They cycle a Genercent. Is it worse or better than a ritual? Probably worse than a ritual. And worse than having another Grim Search at this point. Although I could have not played so many creatures and played 4 Grim Search. Uh-oh, they're on Walls combo. They play a Tuk Tuk Rubble Fort. I'll cycle, find a Dark Ritual. Well, I mean, I don't have anything I can do here. They might kill me next turn, so I have to just start doing things. We'll go Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Barkform Harvester, 1, 2, and then cast Reap in the Graves, targeting a creature. And we'll target the Street Wraith, Carabid, cycle, draw a card. And then we'll cycle for free, draw a card. There's a page. I'll cycle again. I don't have enough mana for the Grim Search. Guess we're toast. Pass the turn. Currently they have 2 walls in play. They play a Gingerbread Cabin. Axebane Guardian, that taps for 3. Plays a Winding Way. Finding a Winding Way, Overgrown Battlement, and a Guardian. Plays Battlement, that taps for Billion. Then they can play the Axebane Guardian. That also taps for 1 billion. They have Generous End and 2 unknowns. They're on Cascade Walls combo. They cascade into a Quirion Ranger. Okay. It's not like a combo deck so much as an aggro deck. We're at 12 life already, so that's pretty bad for me. So on my next turn, I have to find another Reaping, and I have to find a Songs of the Damned. They will untap. Quirion Ranger already in play. I don't think my Harvester is doing anything. I would throw it in front of the Generous End for sure. They play the Generous End. They're probably going to attack for 11. Yep, okay. Cycle the Stinger. Find Songs of the Damned. Glare blockers. Block the 5/7. Alright. Can we do it? Combo time. Cycle Barrenmoor. Finding a Dark Ritual. I'll Dark Ritual. Land. Tap all my mana. We'll go ahead and bargain. Sacrifice a red land. So I can take the Page, and the rest go to the graveyard. And find the Reaping. So I play Page Loose Leaf. We will discard Page Loose Leaf to the Page Loose Leaf. Opponent can activate their Quirion Ranger, so they are sitting on that. We discard, revealing a Dark Ritual. I'll Dark Ritual. They don't have a response. I'll Songs of the Damned. Hold control. Cast Songs of the Damned again. And we don't have very much storm count, so we want to just add a lot of storm count there. We're at 4 life. I can only afford to cycle 1 Street Wraith. I'll target a Carabid, target a Street Wraith, target a Page, and then the rest of the creatures, or some of the creatures anyway. We'll cycle the Street Wraith to 2 life. I have used 1 Lotus Petal, find a Cabal Ritual. Okay, I get to discard the Page for another instant or sorcery, which is a Songs of the Damned. So we're looking for another Reaping. Cycle. This was my 2nd Reaping so far. If I find another Reaping, I can get back the Barkform Harvester and then put the other stuff back in the deck and go over the top of them. But right now we are just digging, hoping for the best, finding a Lotus Petal and a Songs. 3 cards more I can draw. Draw a card. Lotus Petal, that's a stop. Cycle a Venusaur. Did the Harvester kill me? Unsure. Cycle. There's a Page. Discard. That digs me really deep. We find a Grim Search. I'm at 2 life though. Cycle. I suppose I should have considered that I might draw the Grim Search. Okay, so we lose the game. If I had not gotten back the Street Wraith, and since I had an excess amount of mana, I should have not gotten back the Street Wraith, which would have allowed me to Grim Search, and then we would have seen 6 more cards. So let's see what those 6 cards would have been. A Reap in the Graves. Bummer. I was right there and I didn't make it happen. This is a resubmit matchup. We're on the play. I'll keep. I have 2 Cyclers, 2 lands, some rituals. Barkform Harvester not doing anything here. I really wish that I had played that a little bit differently, but you live and learn. Mulligans to 5. Play Vault of Whispers and pass. Play Forest and Caretaker. On their end step, we will cycle, draw a card. Finding a Street Wraith, I'll play Great Furnace, pass the turn. Because I have the Harvester to recycle things, I don't know if the Great Furnace matters whatsoever. You play Overgrown Battlement, nothing, I'll cycle. Cycle a Street Wraith, another Street Wraith, find a Page. I don't know if playing it matters. I think I'd rather save playing it for a combo turn. We need a Grim Search. So Barkform Harvester looking worse than a Grim Search here. They play Axebane Guardian, 2 cards in hand. Ruck, this is going to be the Rebel Fort. And they have 1 card left. Find a Barrenmoor, that at least I can cycle that. There's Reap in the Graves. So Ritual, play the Page, play Lotus Petal, that's Reaping, get back Wraith, Venusaur, and then we'll see if we can find anything. Cycling into a healer, cycle the Street Wraith, and we find a Lotus Petal, cycle the Venusaur. I have 4 mana for the Songs of the Damned. I guess I just have to see where I can go with it. I'll cycle, and okay, nothing's happening here. We're finding lots of nothing. Cycling a Carabid. It's turn 4. Land. I'll cycle another Carabid. We find Reap in the Graves again. Too late. Once again. So maybe I didn't have to go for it there with only 1 card in their hand and they're a Cascade deck. Plays another Rebel Fort. And they're showing me they have nothing. I need to hang out for a minute here. Let's cycle a creature. Cycle a creature. Cycle another creature. We'll discard the Page from hand. Finding a Reaping. So pass the turn. They play an Axebane. They have no attacks. They're banking on drawing a Lead the Stampede. What am I doing here? I can go Petal, Harvester, and then I can cast Reap in the Graves for 3, which would get back Page, Street Wraith, Street Wraith. I'll take one more draw, I guess. We are both top decking. Opponent finds an overgrown battlement. I have a healer. I'll cycle the healer. Okay, a Lotus Petal gives me a little bit more to work with. I'll pass it over. I'm at 10 life. Oh, they found something. A boarding party, which finds a battlement. Storm is 2. This will put me to 4 life. I'm going to block, and then cast my Reaping, targeting the page, and then healer Street Wraith. We go to 4 life. We'll go Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal. Clearly, we're going to attempt. We'll make a white. Cast the healer. Cycle a Street Wraith. Pitch a page Loose Leaf. I'm at 3 life. Cycle a Stinger. I'll cast Cabal Ritual, filtering the page mana. Cycle. I'll cycle again. I have 3 mana available. I'll cycle again. We need a Songs of the Damned. Okay, I'll use my mana to Grim Search. Bargain. Hope for the best. We didn't find anything. I'll put him in the graveyard. We have a Dark Ritual. I'll cycle. There's the Songs. Cycle. Wait, okay, Storm is 6. Creatures are in the graveyard. Play a land. Play Songs of the Damned. Play Barkform Harvester. And then I will target a Songs of the Damned. And then Reap in the Graves, getting back Stinger. And go for a page. Any more pages in there? Looks like no. So Street Wraith, Street Wraith. Another one. Then go down the line. Now I just feel like I'm going big for no reason. But I do like going big. We'll discard the page. Drawing a Cabal. I did put back a Songs of the Damned. Cycle. There's a Songs of the Damned. Sweet. We go to 4 life off of the Street Wraith. Should I just get stuff back and start trying to kill them? No. Keep going big. It's the only way. Dark Ritual. Storm is 11. Cycle. Okay. Great Furnace. Cycle. We have 16 mana. We have all of the resources we need, I think. Let's just bring creatures back. Lay out Stinger. We will Barkform a Lotus Petal. Barkform another Lotus Petal. We'll cycle. Put it at 19. Cycle the healer. They're at 17. Street Wraith puts him to 16. I go down 1 life. We have a lot of Songs of the Damned now. I'll cycle. Can draw the rest of my deck. Nothing matters. It's just execution. What's the fastest way to execute? I will hard cast Grim Search, draw 2 cards. Discard, wait. Let's cycle the Caravid. Barkform on Songs. Pitch the Loose Leaf for the Songs of the Damned. Has Songs of the Damned. Draw 2. Play the Lotus Petal. We will pitch the Loose Leaf for Songs. We'll go Songs. 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 Return the creatures. And Storm is 19. Okay. Get our stuff back. We'll go Stinger, Stinger. Opponent concedes. Thank you, opponent. There's a lot happening. Once again, we're going to resubmit. So, here we are on the draw. Our opponent is mulliganing. I'm going to take a risk and keep this. Everything's very stable, but we don't have a lot of velocity. And that's a problem. Lots of mana, not a lot of cards. Opponent leads on a Caretaker. We'll play out the Furnace and pass it over. We don't want to yield until the next end step because they could have a way to exile my land. A Winding Way, finding Lead the Stampede in the graveyard. They do have a boarding party. Cycle of Vandasaur. We draw a Stinger. I'll play a land and pass. I can draw 2 more cards. They play a Battlement. End step, draw a card. Cycling. Cycle again. Okay, we have a Reaping the Graves. I will play the Great Furnace and pass. We have 4 creatures. This will be 5. We'll see what happens this turn. They currently have 4 mana available. They make 2. 3. Am I dead? They could play the Rubble Fort and then just kill me? That would suck. Okay, they play out the Tuk Tuk. They currently have 2 mana now. We know they have Boarding Party in their hand. Mesmeric Fiend? That's a problem. So let's go Dark Ritual. Cycle the Horror. Cycle a Street Wraith. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll cast Songs of the Damned. And then Reap in the Graves. Getting back some creatures. I don't think I could afford to let them just take my Songs and Reaping there. They could take a page, which would be annoying. I don't actually have a way to deal with the Mesmeric Fiend once it's on the board. Okay, now we'll cycle our creatures. Drawing 5 cards. 1, cycle, 2, cycle 3. Keep going. Draw more cards. All right. Opponent gets in for 1 because their creature has haste. They ended up taking a Cabal Ritual. They just wanted to take as much mana out of me as possible. I would have maybe taken the page. Okay. Let's go Dark Ritual, play the page, pitch another page. We find a Reaping, play land, play Cabal Ritual, bargain, crack the Great Furnace. We'll take Songs, Reaping. Nice. We're back in the game. Any order, I'll draw them. I'll draw all those 2 cards. Cycle. Okay, put a Stinger in the graveyard, put another Stinger in the graveyard, play a Lotus Petal, find a healer, that goes to the graveyard. 11 creatures in the graveyard. Sweet. Another Lotus Petal. Songs of the Damned. I'm trying to build up a storm count now. Cycle. We'll cycle the Carabid. Storm is 7, so I can get back 8 creatures. Cycle the Street Wraith. I'm at 11. Lotus Petal is great because it's a storm count. We'll get back Carabid from the bottom. And then we'll target Age. We have 11. Okay, we'll go Street Wraith, Stinger, Carabid, Healer, Stinger, whatever. Get some stuff back. It's not important. We find a Reaping off of the page Loose Leaf. I'll cycle another Reaping, Grim Search. This is risky. We find Harvester, Dark Ritual. We've used 1 songs, 2 songs. Is it time for Harvester? I don't think so. I guess I'm okay with just the Dark Rituals. So Dark Ritual. Because that sort of represents more card draw. Ritual. Reaping. Put a Street Wraith in the graveyard. We find a Songs of the Damned. It should be GG now. Just go through the motions. Cycling some Stingers. Mantisaurs. And I think I'm actually going to win this game without having to use the Harvester at all. Because I have all these Lotus Petals. But does that mean that it was not necessary and good? Or that it was just not necessary? Okay. Songs of the Damned. Cycle the Horror. Storm is 13. Maybe it will actually be necessary because that was my 3rd Songs of the Damned. There's another page. Discard. There's the last Songs of the Damned. We'll cycle the Carabid. Storm is 13. How many creatures do I have in the graveyard? 17. Cycle. Play Lotus Petal. Storm is 14. I can bargain. Add some storm count. Blast the land away. We'll take the page. I think none of this matters. Put them all in the graveyard. Put 3 cards in library. I'll cycle. Actually, we want a storm count right now, so I will play the Stinger. Cycle the Street Wraith. Opponent goes to 19. We'll play out the healer. Cycle a Barrenmoor. 1 card. Cast Songs of the Damned. Reap in the Graves. I'll put the Barkform Harvester on the bottom. Look, see, will our opponent, they concede the game. We are now 2-1 on to round 4. Okay, round number 4 on the play versus an opponent. Wait, it's something. I guess this is a keep. Turn 1 tap land is medium. We are on the play. We have the Songs Reaping. Go ahead. Opponent on Highland Forest. That's a bit scary. Okay. We'll start by cycling this Horror. Do not find a land. I'll cycle the Street Wraith. See if I can find a land. Not yet. Pass it over. Highland Forest probably means land destruction, but it's the slowest start that they have. And we have Lotus Petals. Okay, never mind. I don't know what's going on. Some sort of spread deck. They play Melded Moxite, so it's Gruul something. Sneaky Snacker goes to the graveyard and returns. This is a deck probably playing Relic of Progenitus post board. I'll cycle my Horror of the Broken Lands. Cycle a Street Wraith. 4 creatures in the graveyard. Play my Lotus Petal. I'm forced to play the Lotus Petal anyway. Play Dark Ritual and see where I can go from there. Cycle. Cycle again. Looks like we're going to go places. Play Dark Ritual. Combo time. I don't know what my opponent's playing. I love that for me. We'll discard the page Loose Leaf. Storm is 4. Cast a Lotus Petal. Cast the Songs of the Damned. Now I can Reaping everything back. Targeting the healer on the bottom. We'll get the page back first. Then the Street Wraiths. And then the rest of our cards. Page immediately will fetch us an instant or sorcery. Dark Ritual. Okay. Now let's see how far we can go. Cycle. Grim Search, not useful right now because I can't bargain anything specifically. Great Furnace is a draw off another cycle. We'll cycle Horror. We find a Songs of the Damned. Another Horror gets cycled. Vault of Whispers. Cycle a Carabid. Okay. We got a healer. Cycle the healer. Going to 2, play land. Don't think I songs the dam first. We have double songs. All Grim Search, Bargain, the Vault. There's double reaping. Nice. And then I can cycle. We're at 8 life. Another Grim Search. I mean, I could Grim Search the page here. Probably worth it. Grim Search, sacrifice the page. We will take the reaping. I just like having the resources, but you probably didn't need to cast the get the reaping there. Then we'll cast Songs of the Damned. Storm is 12. 11 creatures are in the graveyard. We'll reap in the graves. Get everything back, targeting the healer first. Actually, get everything back. And then what I'm going to do is return everything. We'll go page, healer, bunch of street wraiths, bunch of creatures. We'll cast the healer. We'll cast a page, then discard, which draws us what? Another Cabal ritual? Okay. Cast the Cabal. We'll cycle. I don't think I really ran out of mana, even after going for taking mana out of the deck. Bunch of cycling. Okay. Play a Lotus Petal, cycle. We're going to keep churning through our deck, trying to find another Songs of the Damned or more mana. So I'll just cycle while I have things available, because I've got a lot going on. Doesn't really matter what I'm doing. Cycling away. At some point, I need to find... There's a Songs of the Damned. Perfect. So we should be good here. We go to 2 black mana floating, play a Lotus Petal. There's a Stinger. I can Dark Ritual, make red, cast the Stinger, which now I start pinging my opponent, cycle the Carabid. So Harvester was definitely not necessary in this game. We didn't even see it though, so who knows. Play songs, cycle Vantasaur. Storm is 21. If I find another Stinger, I can play it. There's the Harvester. Actually might be useful here. I'll cycle. Put them to 16, cast the Harvester, and then I will Harvester on a Songs and Reap in the Graves, targeting Vantasaur. Turning off my yields. We'll go page and then the street race, and then down the line. Okay, so this page might get me that Songs of the Damned. So actually that was really good, because the Songs of the Damned, those pages would have been dead at this point, I think. Unless I miscounted, which is certainly possible. But if I don't want my pages to be dead, and I add a dead card so my other cards don't become dead, like, does it balance? Does it balance out? I think so. Cycle. Now we're just going to go through the motions. I'm trying to maximize the number of cards I have in my deck. Maximize everything. Winning with everything on the stack without decking. Never playing another Stinger. Harvester in play. Very sweet. Cycle another Street Wraith. We have 4 cards in the library after this. No more. I guess all my pages are on the bottom of the deck. We still have a Reaping. I can Harvester targeting Songs. And then page for the Songs. Cast the Songs. Draw a card. Cycle a Street Wraith. That's so cool. I actually think it's really fun. So I'm still going to use it. We'll cycle. When it's at 7, we have 1 card left in library. It's a page. So we'll Harvester the Songs. Page for the Songs. Sick. Cast the Songs. Draw. Cycle Horror. I mean, we've created a Doomsday pile. I can just Harvester back a Street Wraith, and then I can cycle into the Street Wraith, which is hilarious. Cycle. So it's just making each Street Wraith a 2 mana cycle. Put back a Street Wraith. Put back a Street Wraith. I'll cycle. It's like having my own little Reap in the Graves. Wow. We're at 17. We're at 16. When it's at 3. Okay, let's put back the Street Wraith. The other one. And another Songs of the Damned, I guess. Harvester doing work here. Turn 3. I'm doing nonsense. My opponents had to wait for so long. I'm just comboing off. They got to take 30 seconds worth of actions. I feel bad. Zooming. You're dead. You got to take 2 turns and 30 seconds worth of actions. I got to go enjoy myself for a good 8 minutes. All right. I believe they will most likely need to get Siege Smashed. Just going to cut 2 Carabids and submit. Game 2 on the draw. No solid mana sources. We will mulligan. Here I have double Siege Smash. I'm probably not needing both. But we'll keep this hand. Having only the Street Wraith is not great. Our opponent leads on a mountain. Boulder and Epicure. They're playing an aggro Gruul deck. My turn. I draw a Reaping. Play the Vault, pass. They play a Faithless Looting. This is probably a Hawkeye's Bow deck. Discarding double Sneaky Snacker. That's scary. They have a fast clock. They get in for 1. I'm at 18. Oops. Did not need to tap my land. I'll cycle the Street Wraith. Cycle the Barrenmoor. Find another Reaping. Oh no. Pass. Well, we're going to see what our opponent's deck is up to, because we're not doing anything. They play another Epicure. So if the Siege Smash were a creature to cycle, I could have just kept going and maybe won. They discard a Malevolent Rumble. Did not find another land. If they have another land here, they can play the land, discard another thing to the blood token, bring back both of their Sneaky Snackers. They discarded a Chrysalis, a Writhing Chrysalis, not a Rickolas. Get in for 1. I'm at 14. Next turn they have 6 power, which puts me to 8. Probably playing Screds. We have a Vantasaur. I'll cycle the Vantasaur. Cycle a Street Wraith. There are 3 creatures in the graveyard. Play Lotus Petal. Dark Ritual. And now cycle. This makes Cabal Ritual live. Cabal Ritual. Cycle the Barrenmoor. Play Lotus Petal. We have 2 Street Wraiths in the graveyard. I'll cast Reaping. Get back a Street Wraith, Vantasaur. Okay. These ones have to dig well. Street Wraith finds a Grim Search. That could be okay. Cycle again. I go to 8. I have to cast the Songs of the Damned. And then bargain. Sacrifice the Vault. I have to take the Dark Ritual, I think. Dark Ritual. Interesting. I don't have enough mana. So my options are 2 blind draws with the Vantasaurs, or play Lotus Petal, bargain it with the Grim Search to look at the top 6. But I have fewer creatures in the graveyard. We will bargain, sacrifice the Lotus Petal. Did not get there. Found the Songs of the Damned. Sweet. Never didn't have it. Never didn't have it. Songs of the Damned. Combo time. Cycle of Vantasaur. I really hope I can get there. I'm really light on mana still, even though I was in an okay spot. Let's play the Page, and then go for the Reaping. We can only cycle 1 more Street Wraith. I'll target the Stinger. Then I'll target Page, Street Wraith, some more creatures. Put a healer in the pile. The rest of the Street Wraiths. This Page has to find me mana. It found a Songs of the Damned. So we'll cycle this Street Wraith from hand. Cycle the Carabid. Go to 1 mana floating. Ooh, Dark Ritual. Nice. So the Dark Ritual is great because if I find another creature off the top, yep, there's 1 more creature. So it increased my mana off the lands, but now I need to find a Lotus Petal. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have no Lotus Petals left in the deck. So I have to draw the rest of my deck. Find the Harvester. Wow. Okay. We're cycling. There's a Page. And Page find me mana. Dark Ritual. I'm at 2 life. Cycle. I have 20 cards left. Cycle more. There's going to be a point where I probably have to, like, Reaping again, trying to get more mana. We've used 1, 2, 3 Songs of the Damned. Cannot cycle the Street Wraith. Cycle the Stinger. Cycle the land. That might have been a mistake. Cycle the Horror. How many pages do we have in the graveyard? 1, 2. All right, we're going to just try and Page into the last songs. We'll target Page, Page, everything but the Street Wraiths, and then the Street Wraith. Bring back the 2 pages. Discard. We find the songs. Discard. Cabal Ritual. Very nice. That's 5 more draws. Come on, Harvester. Where are you hiding? We're cycling away. I'm going to focus on using my mana to cycle creatures. There's another Siege Smash, which I can't use. Another Page. I don't know if I can use that for anything right now. So I'm just going to bring it back. Cycle the Horror. Cast Songs. 16 mana. Okay. So now I will F6. Let all these copies resolve. And then we're going to try to draw into the Barkform Harvester. The Harvester will be able to draw me another Songs and a Reaping, hopefully. 5 cards left in library. Running out of cyclers. Cycle. Harvester, okay. Play Harvester. Harvester, target, Songs. Page for the Songs. Okay, nice. So we will Harvester for... Do I have a Reaping in hand? I do have a Reaping in hand. Maybe I just Harvester for the Lotus Petal? I think I Harvester for the Song still. because this gives me a lot of mana. That way I'm not going to run out. Cycle. 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 Last card in hand, or last card in deck. Almost ran out of mana because if I wasn't paying attention, that would have been a problem. We're at 31. I'll Harvester for a Lotus Petal. Put that on top of the deck. Cycle. Play the Lotus Petal. Make white. Cast the Healer. And then Harvester for Songs. Harvester for Songs. I'll cycle. Now it's just like, there's a lot going on. It might be easier to do this in paper. We'll cycle again. Now my Street Wraiths are live. I can cast Songs, Harvester for the Lotus Petal. Cycle the Street Wraith into the Lotus Petal. Wow, this is wild. Petal. Harvester for a Petal again. Street Wraith into the Petal. Go to 2 life. Play the Petal. We'll make red. Make red. And then I will Reaping and get all my creatures back. Targeting, I guess, the healer on the bottom first. Get back all my stingers. Then my pages. And then I don't think it matters. Opponent says, it's GG, right? Yes. It's very funny. Sometimes when you have a really, really, really long combo turn, your opponent gets bored right as it's almost about to be over. Very funny. Cast a stinger. Cast a stinger. Harvester the Petal. Harvester the other Petal. We'll cycle. This is a pretty big turn 3. That is for sure. And then I will just cycle again. Opponent was just wondering if there was a chance I could whiff. I mean, during that turn, there was definitely a chance. We go red, red, stinger, stinger, harvester back, songs. Just gonna put all my songs on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll put back all my reapings. This is just like pretty sick to go so far over the top. And I do think that the harvester allowed me to play through everything there a little bit, but who knows? I'd like some external opinions if you have them. So we put 8 cards in the deck, and I can more than blast them for 8. We're zapping, and that'll be the game. 3-1 on to round 5. Okay, round 5. We're gonna keep. We have lands, cyclers, reaping, songs. We would be looking for more mana, so rituals and lands would be great. Okay, our opponent's on Naya Gates. We have to watch out for Thraben Charm. I'll play Vault of Whispers, pass the turn. Can I go over the top of Thraben Charm? I think that Harvester might be good here because it allows me to get some stuff taken away while still having an infinite. Opponent plays an Outlaw Medic. They're going to try to go in fast. We'll cycle immediately. Oh, I don't want to waste all my horrors though, because I have to use the Horror of the Broken Lands to play through strands if they are going to hold up strands. We have to use the horror trick. Should be much easier to do the horror trick with so many resources. Opponent plays a Manor Gate. They play a Pursue the Past. Let's see if they discard a Prismatic Strands. Discarding a Mountain, they'll get in for 1 and gain a life. I'll go to 19 and they'll be at 23. I'll cycle a Vantasaur, find a Dark Ritual. Guys, cycle another Vantasaur. We have 4 creatures in the graveyard. It could be the combo turn right now, or we could wait. Like, I don't necessarily have to go for it, but they could draw Thraben Charm, and that would stink. I think I'm going to cycle this Barrenmoor, find the Harvester, play the Lotus Petal out. I'm going to pass. I'm trying to bide my time here because I want to be as likely to win as possible, but you know, then they could have Thraben Charm, so it's a push and a pull. We certainly don't have a clock yet. We play another Outlaw Medic, so we could probably try to go for it on the next turn. Get in for 1, I'm at 18. They're at 24. Okay. I jumped the gun there, but yeah. 18 to 24. We have more creatures, which I like. Cycle the Healer. 5 in the graveyard now. Don't think a single Plains does very much. It could be a Mana Tithe. That would be weird. I'll Dark Ritual. Cycle Stinger. Cycle another Stinger. 7 mana into the Songs of the Damned. I'm not going to play around Mana Tithe. I'll cycle a Stinger. Songs of the Damned. Do you have it? I would lose my mind. I would just smile and be like, smile and nod. You got me there. So now, going to Grim Search, because we need more mana. I have 5 mana available. I'll take the Cabal Ritual. The rest of the creatures go to the graveyard. We'll cycle a Carabid. Storm is only 3 as well. I do want to play the Page Loose Leaf out. Okay. Let's cycle this Baronmore. Down the Songs of the Damned. So Cabal Ritual, we'll play the page. I think just for additional storm count, we're also going to play the Harvester. Page, land, Harvester. Storm is 6. I really don't think they have any outs, but play the Songs of the Damned. Combo time. What you got? We will Reaping. We don't have any good stuff in the graveyard to get back. The one thing that's really could stop us is our own hubris and the inability to close. I know I have 2 Cabals and 3 Grim Searches in my deck, so maybe by counting those, I could try to figure out whether or not to Harvester and try to get back something. We've used 1 Cabal, 2 Songs, 1 Dark Ritual. All right, creatures on the stack. We want to maintain the stack, try and have as many creatures in the graveyard as possible for drawing into a potential Songs of the Damned. I'll cycle. Cycle Street Wraith, go to 14. Finding a Vault of Whispers. Cycle Great Furnace, not good. So we have 7 mana available right now. Finding a page, that's really good. We'll discard the page. Finding a Grim Search, I'll immediately Grim Search. We want to use those sooner than later, I think. Finding another page and a Reaping. We don't need that 3rd Reaping. Take the page, tap our mana, bin the page. Finding a Dark Ritual, I'll Dark Ritual. I'll cycle this Street Wraith for free. Dark Ritual again. I have 8 mana now. I have a bunch of free resources, so I want to save at least a solid amount of mana. We'll cycle another Street Wraith. Okay, I go to 8 life. Okay, Cabal Ritual. That's good. That's my 2nd Cabal Ritual. Cycle the healer that I drew from the graveyard. Stinger goes to hand and goes back in. Finding another Reaping. Stinger goes back to hand. Back in the graveyard. Finding a Lotus Petal. I'll cycle Carabid. Okay, so now I can Grim Search, or I can Reaping and go for 1, 2 pages. We've seen all 4 Reapings. 1, 2. There's still 1 Grim Search left. There's 1 Grim Search, 1 Dark Ritual, and a couple of Songs of the Damned. Okay, I'm just going to Lotus Petal and Bargain. I think this is probably the best, but I'm not sure. Okay, we take Songs, we take Dark Ritual. Now I can Dark Ritual, Songs of the Damned, Harvester, target Songs, Reap in the Graves, target Healer, get back page, page, then I'll go down the line. We'll discard a page, we find the Songs, so let's Harvester another Songs. Because I should probably count better, but I think this is going to be Songs of the Damned. It is. And then we'll bring back all of our cards, bring everything back, and just for sanity's sake, we're going to cast a healer. We're going to go way down to the bottom of the line. We're going to try to cycle into the end of the deck so that I can put back the Lotus Petals. Cycling away. You can definitely afford to be way looser when you're playing with this setup, which obviously I like. I think one of the main problems with Cycle Storm is that if you're not on point, you just immediately lose. Okay, cycle. Bryant will tell me that I am wrong. Let's cycle some more. Another Lotus Petal, all right. I mean, did I need that? I did use all my songs early. Cast another Stinger. Go to 2 cards left in library. And now 1 card left in library. And cycle again. Oh, looks like we had 1 more Songs than I thought about. Cast the Songs. We'll Harvester Songs back. Discard this page. Grab that Songs again. Cast it. Didn't need to. Harvester back a Petal. Harvester back another Petal. Ooh, we have to Harvester back a Reaping. That could get close. That could get sketchy. And then I will cycle. Grab the Petal. Cycle into the Petal. Okay. And then cycle into the Reaping. Guess I can just kill them without casting the Reaping because I have so much mana. So let's go red and red. Target a Stinger. Target another Stinger. And then we'll cycle into the Stinger. This is cool. Okay, so we draw a Stinger. We cast it. We'll cycle into a Stinger. It's definitely got a lot of play. I'm pretty sold. Cast another Stinger. We'll target a Vantasaur. Like, I can afford to be so loose with my mana because it doesn't matter. Everything's coming back, and my opponent is dead. Did I win more, or did I win? I'll take it. I am requesting feedback. We are going to bring in a double duress and cut 2 carabids. Because the way that we lose is Thraben Charm. We're going to try to play through it. Okay, game 2. We're on the draw. We have the duress. Kind of want to sandbag that until it's time to go to force them to use their Thraben Charm. Okay, opponent leads on red-white gate. And we will take our turn. I'll start with a Street Wraith, see if I can find an untapped land. I did not. I'll play the Baronmoor and pass. Really wanting to play things on their end step if we can. Okay, they play a green-white gate. And we found an untapped land, so I can just play that and pass the turn. There's a chance they bring an artifact hate like Chasm of the Fire or stuff like that. Play a Basilisk Gate. I'm a little under the weather, so I keep having to pause to cough, unfortunately. Okay. They're passing it over. It's potentially a Strands. We have 2 creatures in the graveyard. I'm going to cycle again. Found a Reaping. We find a healer. I'll cycle this healer, looking for an untapped land. Didn't find one, so I'll play this Petal out. Opponent's turn. So they did nothing on my turn. What are they going to do? Takes their turn. Plays a Plains. They're just passing. I think I'm okay to cycle on their end step, because I have Dark Ritual into Reaping if they have, like, a Thraben Charm. We draw a Cabal Ritual. We draw the Harvester. I guess I do a hand check with the Duress. Okay. They have Rumble, Moxite, Pursue the Past, Prismatic Strands. They really don't have anything going on. Nothing they can play at instant speed except the Strands, and they're letting me take it out of their hand. I'll have 6 in the graveyard. I think I'm just going to try to go for it then, huh? Weird. I'll take the Strands. We will cast Dark Ritual. Cast a Cabal Ritual. I mean, this might not be great. If I don't find my Songs of the Damned, bargain my land, page, 3 creatures. I think I take the Great Furnace, because that's another bargainable land. Play the land, attempt to bargain the land. We have 6 draws for a Songs. Another page goes to the graveyard. I'll cycle the Street Wraith, cycle Horror. Didn't get there. I'll cycle the Carabid. That's unfortunate. I mean, I saw half of my deck. Okay, so my opponent can now, they have put, pursue the, okay, they can go Guardian the Guild Pact. I need to find my Songs. I'm pretty cold to a Thraben Charm now. They choose to play out Guardian. Songs one time, not this time. Play land, cycle the healer. 28 cards left in my deck. We find a Reaping. Cycle. Still whiffing. I think the first Songs of the Damned unlocks the entire deck, though. So let's see. If they want to, they can gate their Guardian and then potentially kill me in 2 turns. They play Malevolent Rumble. Journey to Nowhere's go to the graveyard. A Cliffgate and a Melded Moxite are the other reveals. I assume they take the Moxite and then they pitch the Sneaky Snacker. And then they try to hold up the Prismatic Strands. But if I do go off, I can win through the Prismatic Strands pretty easily. Okay, they're casting the Melded Moxite. We've seen 33 cards and 0 amount of Songs of the Damned, so are we due? Who knows? Snacker returns to the table after being pitched to the Melded Moxite. Do they attack? They're going to play it safe and hold up the Prismatic Strands. We find the Songs. G. Let's play... I mean, do I need to play the Stinger? I think I just Dark Ritual. Cycle the Stinger. Oh, no, wait. Casting the Stinger gives me more Storm count. So I have 15 creatures in the graveyard. Cast Stinger for Storm count. And now they Strands, which is fine. All good. No big deal. We'll get all of our Lotus Petals, all of our Songs, and then just Songs on the double end step. Cast Songs of the Damned. Okay. They flash back the Strands. Good. Harvester, going to do some work here. We'll play Barkform Harvester. Reap in the Graves, getting a page. We are getting 6 creatures back. So page, another page. Street Wraith. Healer. Bring all these creatures back. We'll cast the page. We'll discard a page. We find another Songs. Cycle a Street Wraith. 10 life. Cycle down to 8 life. And now 6 life. We'll cast Cabal Ritual. Would like to find a... So I have a Grim Search. I am going to be looking for a Lotus Petal with this Grim Search. I'll bargain away the land. Take the Lotus Petal. Reaping, I guess. Any order? Mega combo time. Play Lotus Petal. Play Healer. We'll go Songs. songs, reaping the graves, get back, where are we now? Get back the stinger, turn off my auto yields. I don't want to yield through this turn anymore. Page, street wraith, going up the chain. Okay, everything is targeted. Discard the page, find the songs. We'll cycle down to 3 life. Dark Ritual, cycle to 2 life. I shouldn't have gotten back all this Street Wraiths right away. Cycle to Barrenmore. Okay, find a vault. Street Wraith goes to the hand. Stinger. I think I'm just going to let all these come back. There's the Horror of the Broken Lands. So we'll play out this Vault of Whispers. Play the Horror of the Broken Lands. Going to be a little bit annoying. Maybe I shouldn't have done that right away. We'll cycle again. What else is in your hand? Anything good? Some Pursue the Pasts. No big deal. We'll cycle. Okay, Lotus Petal. Make a red. Put another stinger on the table. We'll cycle. Just want to get my stingers on the table. Work my way through my deck. There's so much happening here. Cycle another horror. We only need 1 horror in play for this trick. And I don't think I explained it, but Horror of the Broken Lands will give you a second cleanup step because you have to discard during your cleanup, which is after Prismatic Strands is no longer active. Because the Prismatic Strands is only active until the end of turn. We're cycling. So I want to just get myself decked out and then put back my Lotus Petals. Horror is ginormous. There's a Lotus Petal. We'll play out a Stinger. Cycle. One problem with this stag situation is that it may time me out, just all this at once. Dark Ritual. Cycle. Okay. We will Harvester on the songs. Pitch loose page to get the songs. What's the last bit of my deck? It is Page Stinger. We'll cast Songs of the Damned. Return all the creatures. Pretty sweet. So now I have 20 cards in hand. I'll cycle. Going to 1 card in library. Cycle. Okay. 0 cards in library. We'll Harvester on the petal. Grab another petal. And another petal. And another petal. Then I will just go ahead and cycle into a petal. The triggers! Opponent is probably wondering what and why I'm doing. Cast Lotus Petal. Make red. Put a stinger on the table. Going to Harvester back a Songs of the Damned. And then page the Songs of the Damned. If I can cast it. And we'll just draw into the other 3 petals. Cycle, cycle. I don't even know if this is necessary. I'm just going a little bit over the top. Petal, petal. And then turn off my auto yields. Wait. We have a songs, we have a reaping. So let's draw into the last petal. I have 16 cards in hand. I don't know about you, but this has increased the fun level of the deck for me by a very large margin. So now I can Harvester back songs, and then Harvester back a reaping. Okay. I'm going to turn off all my auto yields. Turn off all the auto yields. And then we're going to go to the end step. Now, end step occurs. We go to cleanup. We will discard 1, 2, 3 from creatures. We get a bunch of triggers. And now we go Songs of the Damned, page, discard page. That's annoying. We get a trigger. We discard a page again. We get another trigger. We cast Songs of the Damned. Then we cycle. We get the reaping. This is hilarious. There's I'm like close to timing out here. Draw. And then cast Songs of the Damned. Barkform Harvester the songs. Cycle. I think the most effective way to do this is to just Harvester back a creature. Harvester back Street Wraith. Harvester back a creature. And then Harvester back another creature. That way I don't have to resolve all the storm. Then I'll cycle into my creatures and that will be the game. We pinged him. Or the Broken Lands is huge. We'll cycle again. They'll go to 4 life. Amazing. We're at 11. And then I'll do my last cycle. Yes. Now, this would obviously be much more easy in paper, but with this Sorry. With all of this going on, with Harvester, you can beat Infinite Life. You can beat all the Weather Storms. You can beat the Prismatic Strands. You can beat the Thraben Charms. To me, this seems like a worthy play, and I think I would continue on it, but I want to know what your opinion is. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Brian Cook's opinion is after he runs it in the league as well. I love that we were able to turn on the page and just make it always active. So maybe Cycle Storm is actually a fun deck now if you're not the opponent. I will see you in the next video.